Welcome to this short demonstration of Ada for Finance. Ada is an analytics data agent built by TPXimpact. It enables users to ask natural language questions on their company's data. Users can ask questions by typing in the main text box, or they can choose from a set of predefined examples. These examples are searchable. For example, if users wanted to see questions that involved a trend, or we could simply return all questions that are related to revenue. Let's start by asking this simple question, which will show our company's revenue by region. And you can see here we have a breakdown of our revenue by region. This data query was built and run in real time. There are a range of options that allow you to do things like export an image of the chart. We can download all the underlying transactions that make up this data, or we can change a variety of chart settings. But let's continue the conversation. For example, I'm going to ask Ada to include the division column. And now you can see Ada has run the same query again, but this time with the division column included. And we can also apply filters. For example, here I'm going to filter on Europe and Asia. And then I'm also going to ask to display the results on a pivot table. And we can also interact with the data. For example, if I click on this data point for the Europe region and retail division, we can choose to drill down on that data point to a lower level of detail. We can download all the underlying transactions that make up the data point, or we can drill through to see a profit and loss for this specific data point. And here's our profit and loss for retail in Europe. The P&L is interactive, so we can expand and collapse through the chart of accounts. We can also extend this further by bringing in other data to compare with. For example, I'm going to bring in our forecast data and ask Ada to show the variances between the two numbers. So now we can analyze our P&L actuals versus forecast, and any negative variances you can see here highlighted in red. AI can be used for a variety of different things. Here we're going to ask a what-if question. What happens to our net profit if wages increase by 10%? AI should be working now with this gross wages number, 853,281. And we can see that AI has analyzed the data and has now given us a new net profit number, 587040, based on the situation where our wages had increased by 10%. Let's now return back to the home screen and we'll look at another example. Here we're going to do a revenue projection. Give me a projection of revenue in each division for 2026. We don't actually have projections in the system, so to answer this question, AI is going to have to be creative. So let's run the query and see what happens. And here are the results. AI has answered the user's question using a two-step process. For the first step, AI has run a data query to obtain a historical trend of revenue for each division, and in this case, it has returned the last 4 quarters for each division. It has then used this data to then make the final projections for each division. And we can see the projections for each division below, and it's also made a total projection across all divisions for 2026. Thanks for watching this short demo. Please get in touch if you'd like to know more about our ADA solution or any other service from TPXimpact.